I might make it.
All right, guys. Today is book club. Today's book is Adventures of Superman 497, which was D Runk's choice. Let's go to D. See, no, that ain't it. This is it. Take her away, D.
Hey, it's 497. I'm continuing to run through the Death of Superman story. Um, this is a. I don't want to say a lot happens in this issue because it doesn't. But it's where it starts doing four panels per page, and it the next issue does three, the one after that does two, and then the last issue is all splash pages, which is pretty cool. So where it left off in the last issue is Doomsday is escaping, Superman's going after him, and there's this kid who is his ma is and his baby sister are trapped. So he's yelling for him, and Superman ran off anyways. But he thought that the rest of the Justice League would help out, but they're all fucked up. So that ain't happening. Superman realizes that, and he's getting ready to turn around and help, and then Doomsday pounces on him, and Superman's like, I don't think he can fly, so I'm gonna drop him in this lake like a bitch, and hoping that it slows him down a little bit. Then you get Bloodwind here, helps out just as everything's about to cave in on Mom and the baby, and Superman is right behind and swoops in and gets him out of there, which is pretty cool. Then all the Justice League people are getting uh, sent to the hospital. Superman's like, hey, go get some medical records, and I'm going to go handle this business.
Well, can you scroll back one page, D? Isn't that the part that his identity kind of gets hinted at, or
no?
Right, no.
Which part? Who's
the bottom right hand corner?
He's talking about Bloodwind.
Yes, right there.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not really. It's just adding to his mystery.
Okay.
Yeah, even Superman's curious about him.
It's like, oh, that's weird. He'd rather bounce than get looked at. But yeah, Guy Gardner's giving him a little pep talk. He says, hey, go put him in a pine box. And Doomsday finally busts out, sees a helicopter, just flops right through it. Superman grabs the missile and throws it at him, which I thought was kind of cool. Then they go to the Kirby County Jail, wherever. Yeah, Kirby County. You know what that's about. And Doomsday lands, and dude says, Chief, I think I'm going to need a bigger gun. But he got real close. Like, that dude's brave. And Superman jumps in and just pounces on him, which is a good move.
I feel bad for the police car. It's like totally destroyed.
Yeah, the police car is gone now. But it just shows how unrelenting Doomsday is. Like, you imagine Superman flying down and just straight kicking you right in the head like that with that kind of sound. And he immediately answers with a punch that almost has like an explosive force to it. That's Doomsday is not one to be trifled with. I love this panel right here. I think that's great art. As they're really starting to battle. And this issue here, in the last issue, I didn't mention it, but Superman and Doomsday do not appear to be that different in size. But here, Doomsday appears to be much bigger. And I like that. Like, Doomsday should be bigger than Superman, in my opinion. But yeah, they continue to fight and punch. Doomsday hits another helicopter with a light pole and kind of spears it and throws them. Superman saves them too. And then you get Maximo comes in and just gives him a kapow.
I was really happy at this point because it was just straight up Superman and Doomsday, and he finally got some help right there. You know?
Yeah, he needed it. Then you get Lois here. She's looking for Jimmy Olsen, who's on like a 3-hour lunch break. Turns out he is filming an episode of Turtle Boy. And
That I found amusing.
Which is an homage to an old book. There, you can get the first Turtle Boy back in the Silver Age, I believe.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
But
Then you get one of my first panels that made me like go, oh, the art. I hate it when they just all black everything. Like it's a little lazy in my opinion. I don't
It's
care.
a transition panel. I think it's okay.
I know, but I still I've blasted books that I didn't like for it. I can't let it slide on a book I love. So
Okay.
then you get the mind of Lex Luthor and the cloned body hanging out with Supergirl, and she's like wanting to help him and help them, and he goes, "No, I need you to stay here. Keep sitting on my lap." Maxima just tosses him right through a window. Superman wasn't happy about that. He's like, "Hey, there could be people in there," and then, but that's right there. Doomsday just got absolutely walloped here, and then he's already back on the offense. Like it just very unrelenting in his attack. And he's a skilled fighter too. Like I don't know if he knows any moves, but his instincts are very good. He knew someone was behind him choking him, and he ducked and let Superman eat the punch. And he smacks old girl with a car there, and Superman does another fly down kick right into a gas pump,
Yeah, he
and yeah, gasoline's everywhere. And then Maxima right away like, I'll just bring some electric sparks into the situation. It'll be fine. And then explosion.
Kaboom.
And this panel, I didn't mind it having the all black because it's the middle of an
It's
explosion.
stylized. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm okay with that one. And then yeah, man, they just end it with Superman's groggy, Maxima's out, Doomsday carries on. And they didn't end it there, it keeps going. Guardian shows up and he just realizes how messed up everything is, and he's like kind of bugging Superman, like, "Hey, couldn't we have avoided all this?" And obviously, he's just arriving. Like, if he knew what Doomsday was, he would have realized there's not much you could do here.
I love Guardian's role in this series. I'm a sucker for Guardian. And this
I like Guardian. I like Guardian a lot too.
Okay.
But his question, his line of questions here, I did not like that. Like, was all this necessary? Like, you're talking to Superman. Superman doesn't have casualties that aren't necessary.
Yeah, but he's kind of like, that's what I like about him. Like, he's overseeing this shit because it is ridiculous. All of this is ridiculous.
You have to remember that the guy he's cloned after, Jim Harper, was a police officer. So they have a tendency to be a little more direct and strategic than most.
I'm good with that. But when I roll up to a scene of a fight and I see Superman's there and I see every building has been knocked down, I don't assume that Superman got lazy and just didn't care one day. I would assume that it was beyond his control.
It would be nice if Superman was like, "Hey, Guardian, won't you fucking do something, bud?" You know, he never did that though.
Or if you could well, he offered me a truce, but I decided to punch him through every building instead. Like, no, but hey, it was a cool book. I really like Tom Grummett. So the cover, I'm gonna give that a 3.5. I think the Superman flying into Doomsday is a cool image. There's not much at all for the background, but this is more about showing the fight and the impact. If the background really spoke to me, I might have given that a higher grade. but 3.5 on the cover. The interior art, I'm telling you, man, I really liked it. Tom Grummett is not my favorite Superman artist, but he's up there. And I don't know, he does a lot of things really well. It just, you never wonder like, oh, why does Superman look weird? Even this panel here, like, I thought that looked really cool, kind of like an homage to uh Man of Steel, the series in the 80s when he, hey, this is a job for Superman. So really cool panel there. And Doomsday looked really cool and menacing. I'd mentioned that Doomsday looked smaller in the last issue, and you can see right here, like when Doomsday goes to punch him, like they're
same size.
super. Yeah, and Doomsday may be squatting a little bit, but in this next issue, it's so obvious that Doomsday is much larger, and that I really like. So I give Tom Grummett credit for that, because that, like, obviously Superman is outmatched physically in that panel. So interior art, man, I'm going to give that a 4. It could have gone higher if that silhouette thing wasn't there, but and then story, I'll give it a 3. And I felt like that might be a low score, but to me it's not. I have to rate the issue, not the entire Death of Superman series. This was a very much a transition issue, as are the next two. It's just showing you how vulnerable Superman can be to such a relentless attack, and it tells the story, it moves the narrative, and it further isolates Superman to where he is now going to become the one and only person that can really tackle this threat. So the overall story I give a 3. Overall issue I'll give it a 3.5.
Cool.
Okay.
And hey man, I'm going to bounce the ball over into Alan's court, and I just wanted
finally.
to say thank you to Matt, Alan, and Biggie for agreeing to delay this a little bit. I got held up at work, and it's my week to
Manage.
show the book. So I appreciate you guys being flexible.
Oh yeah, no problem. Happy birthday to Mrs. D-Ronk also.
Yeah, no, it's her birthday. Got her some AirPods. She's happy.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So for me, there's not really that much to say about this book. It's kind of very, just as Dee said, it's a transitional book. It's furthering the story along. I feel like with each episode of this series, we get to see Doomsday be a little bit more substantial. I actually felt like the previous issue where he took out the whole Justice League was a bit more substantial. But now he seems to be getting into a place where there are potentially human casualties, and Superman's doing his best to save all the squirrels. So that's important. So I think this one was good. It was just, it is what it is. It's a transitional book. I'm not a big fan of the cover. I'd say the cover is not going to be really one that I remember for any particular reason. So I'm going to give that a 2.5. I just sort of say it is average. It is cool that Superman's flying into him to a certain extent, but I'm going to give it a 2.5. The interior art was reasonably strong, but again, nothing, I don't know, maybe nothing really stood out, but I still say it's really strong art. The only thing I really liked that, I liked Maxima. I thought she was interesting. So I'll give the interior art a 3. So better than average, but nothing I'm going to remember. And then the story, again, nothing really. It's almost unfair to rate this book by itself because it is part of a greater story, which is a little bit unfair. So I feel like it's super unfair. But I'll give the story a 3 as well. And I'll actually give the whole score, even though I gave the cover lower, I actually think it's greater than some of its parts, and I'll give it a 3 overall. So a little bit low on my one, but I think it's a good book. I just, it was a fast read. So when I read this for the second time today, by the way. When I first read it, I read the whole trade paperback of The Death of Superman. So, I even realized that this was a separate book. It just felt like part of something else. It didn't really. But yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts on it. I'm gonna go with we'll leave Matt to the last, so we'll go with Biggie next. So
You're on mute.
Sorry. Before I start, I'd like to let everybody know what TM scored because he was also added in. He got a 3.5 on the cover, a 3 on the art, a 4 on the story, and overall a 4. So some really good, probably the highest scores from anybody so far. For me, I still have the remnants of the last issue we read, and it's a downgrade from the last issue a little bit. It's part of a great story, which is my favorite. Cover, I don't know if I can give it a average score because to be part of such a good series, I feel like they could have done a little bit more. Definitely the most forgettable cover. Yeah, let's look at this. Out of the whole series, yeah. I'm trying. Oop. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's.
Yeah, that's a rough one for me. I'm gonna go 2.25 because an average to me is like still pretty good. Yeah. So inside art, good stuff. Now the panel D kept showing. I kind of don't like the over way they did his midsection. Kind of, I felt like that was a little sketchy, not the greatest, but the rest of it seemed pretty good. It was better than average. I'll go 3.5 on inside. 3.5. Story, the weakest story of the series, I think. Like out of everything, I've all the issues. My favorite part of the story was when Guardian popped up. Because when you first read it, you're like, "What's up with this Guardian guy?" Like I didn't know anything about any of the characters when I first read this book. And I was always like intrigued by him because he'd be like standing, watching over shit stoic. Like, why is he friends with Superman? What's their connection? What's his powers? He just kind of shows up on his motorcycle and he's like, I seen what you did there. Like, is this like fucking Batman? Like, what's going on? So I always was like interested in learning more about that guy. Maxima, I was really fucking happy that at least he got a little help because we're talking about Superman dying, like that was the whole thing. Like, where was the rest of you clowns? Where was Batman? Where was the Green Lantern? Where was Flash? Where was, it's like, fuck. All he got was this bootleg Justice League team.
I know, it's bootleg Justice League.
Yeah, and fucking Maxima shows up and she knocks the fucker around. I'm like, yes, finally someone that can.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
someone can finally help this guy, And Superman's micromanaging everything. It's not a horrible story. It shows everything Superman kind of has to deal with, And it does have my favorite version of Lex Luthor. Like for me, I kind of like the tall, good looking. I'm a redhead, I like the long red hair. I'm like, yeah, I like this Lex Luthor. So
I kept on imagining him speaking with a Scottish accent for some reason.
He
I don't
has
know
an
why.
Australian accent. He's Australian, like he has the Aussie accent.
But no,
I-
just because of the red head and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the weakest just because it starts ramping up so good after this. But it's still like, it's kind of like Superman's calming the shit down as much as he can right now. This is actually Superman kind of winning, you know, like the rest is, it's fucking gonna be chaotic. So I'm gonna go. I mean, this is a fucking masterpiece. So I'm going 3.75 on the story. I almost want to give it a 4. Overall, 3.75.
Okay.
Just wasn't a fan of the cover. Everything else is fucking great.
Well, and I would say like I'm jumping way ahead here, but I know the next issue very well.
Okay.
I think that one is actually the weakest issue
You
of
don't
the
like that
story.
one? Okay. I like it when Hulk
Um,
Hogan's on the game and they do the
That-
thing.
no,
Is
he's
that-
on the TV. Yeah, it's like a Hulk Hogan
I like that.
little preview of next
Yeah, that's
issue.
I'd pop hard
Sure.
for that, dude.
Oh yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of that's one of my favorite parts of the whole series, so I get into that. But yeah, we will unfortunately only have one person left. No, I'm kidding. We got Big Matt.
The Guardian, Biggie,
Yeah.
with regards to why he's there with Superman, if you read the Jimmy Olsen stuff from the 70s with Kirby, you'd understand.
Yeah,
Because
I need to
what
get
has
more into
happened, what has happened is that the Newsboy Legion has grown up and they've all become scientists and they become cloners. They clone themselves and they clone Jim Harper. And that's where the Guardian comes from, because this is the original Guardian from the 40s.
It's not, that's what I was going to say. The original Guardian's way back. There's been Guardian
Yeah.
for a long time. So
This is the original Guardian. He's the clone because they brought him.
So
back.
that's a new version of him. Interesting, nice.
That's right.
Okay.
And they continued what they did after Man of Steel was they brought them all back, working for a company or an organization called Cadmus. So that's why the Guardian is there. He's actually quite active in the crime fighting area of Metropolis. So
Yeah, he felt
how
like
powerful is the Guardian, anyways?
yeah. How powerful
he's
is he?
he's high class Olympic level athlete and a decent detective.
Okay, yeah, just
He's
like
sort
the
of
strongest
Batman
human.
level then.
Yeah, that's what I think of. Is like he's like our fucking regular.
No, not at
superhero.
the okay. He's not at the level of Batman in terms of detection, but he could be for the fighting because
Nice.
he was trained by the same guy that trained Wildcat.
It
So
gives
he's
me
a
like
street
a
level hero. Then he's not gonna.
Yes, he's a street
gonna
level hero.
He'll
Yeah.
get crushed by Doomsday.
oh
then.
yeah. That's why you don't
Yes.
get involved. Yeah.
Yes,
He can't do nothing.
But- yes, he'll get crushed. Now, the cover for this book, I kind of like it. It's to the point. We know this is the middle of the story, so any other cover would kind of be not that kind of thing. It just wouldn't fit the story necessarily. So I actually give this cover a 3.5.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about, Matt.
And then the interior art was really good. And I agree with D on the panel thing. The one panel, the silhouettes, I thought was unnecessary. They could have skipped that panel because they didn't really say anything, period. That felt like a filler panel. Oh, I got to just throw that in. But the one with the explosion, perfect. So actually, the interior art is better than the cover art. I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah.
Now, here's where the story gets interesting. They play Maxima exactly like she is. She's strong, bullheaded, because she's a queen on her planet. So she's used to getting her way and not having anybody tell her what to do. So they wrote her perfectly. The Guardian, as I said, he's being a bit of a detective at the end. He's using a little bit of his detective powers, asking Superman about why you're doing this. But you know, so that feels normal too. And the Bloodwind thing,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, isn't this his last appearance in this storyline?
It might
No,
be. No?
it's
Okay,
not.
no.
No,
Okay,
he
doesn't.
will appear again in 75.
That's when he
All right.
like lets us know. Okay, do we? I
No,
forget.
no, it is not a spoiler. He is in
It's never
70.
revealed in this.
He's not
Yeah,
revealed in this, but I
Okay.
for some reason in my mind I thought he doesn't come back when he disappeared. So building building tension for after post Superman things,
Okay.
But you know what? And of course they got to throw in a little bit because as cool as Superman and Doomsday beating the crap out of each other, it would get dull if that was every page. So they had to have some little things to go with it. I give the writing a 3.5.
Okay.
Because I like the way they use the characters.
Yeah.
Overall, though, the book rates a 4 because it's greater than the sum of its parts. And I know this is going to sound weird, but as a filler book for this run, it could have been worse. They actually did a pretty good job of keeping your attention to read this comic book and feel like the story was moving forward.
Mhm.
All right.
So those are my scores.
Now we can discuss all together what we thought.
So there's one thing that I really liked in the book. One of the things that I always think, and I'm glad that they actually had this in this book, was how do you defeat somebody like you're trying to figure out what is it that's the flaw or something that you can use against the baddie. And I like the fact that Superman dumped him into a lake where he said, okay, the guy can't seem to fly on his own, and he seems to bounce off something. So, like, in order to get up in the air. So it seems like, so he dumped him into like a like sort of a sediment lake where it's kind of soft bottom, and therefore it'd be hard to bounce out. So yeah, I thought that was kind of clever. I like those kind of things where they kind of figure out the weaknesses of the baddies.
So we got a six. We got a 68.
Maxima too.
68.5. Looks like Alan scored it the lowest and Matt scored it the highest. I actually gave it 0.25 more than I meant to because when I said 2.25 on cover, I gave it 2.5, but I'm okay with that. You can go for an average for me.
Dude, what this book did for me,
Matt, you're silenced. Matt, you're.
It's about the middle, slightly higher, like higher on the middle. Like we're talking, maybe 2 or 3 from the middle of the pack.
Good.
Yeah.
What was you saying, D?
well, I just enjoyed how this book really, I think it depicted better in this issue than any other issue before it, how quickly Doomsday will attack you after you've attacked him.
Mhm.
And that is one thing that like Superman is not used to. He's been knocked around plenty in issues in the history of comic books, but usually when Superman gives it his all, like maybe the guy can get up depending on who he's fighting, but it might take a second. This one, it's you hit him, and before you can even like assess what
He
you've
keeps
done
on
to him,
coming.
he's already hit you back, and I love that. I thought it was, and I highlighted it when we showed it, and I'm not arguing
they
with
did it
anyone's
quite
score.
well. Yeah.
Like seeing him go from
Flying off.
from this to instantly to that, like
Yes.
just shows how quickly the Superman does this to most people. When he's not holding back, and he just flies down full strength and lands on you like that, most people are going to take a minute to get out of the ground if they're even awake. And Doomsday's already throwing him a huge punch.
Well, yeah, what I was just to add to that, one thing I thought was cool was they showed the quick recovery of Doomsday, but they showed the slow recovery of the heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It kind of
heroes
stick.
were down for the count a few times, you know, and I think that that the contrast was kind of well done.
It
And
kind of
Superman is distracted, right? Because he's not only trying to defeat Doomsday, but he's trying to make sure nobody gets killed.
Yeah.
So he's
Well, I
not
always tell
100%
people that
fighting.
that's Superman, that he has to protect all the people around him. You know, that's his weakness. It's not kryptonite. It's nothing like that. It's
I
the
know.
fact that he
It's
has
his
to be.
humanity.
Yeah, it kind of
He has to watch out for other people.
it kind of sticks to the gimmick of he's slowly but gradually learning he has to do this by himself too. So there's going to keep being like bad things that happen when the team's together. You know, like he's just got to be like, fuck everything around me. I got to put everything into this guy, and that's what it's kind of working up to, I think. But
Yeah.
yeah, good book. It's Alan's turn. What you got for us, Alan?
So I'm gonna do something that's, we've had sort of like some downers in terms of comics that we've been reading, in terms of like just sort of very heavy stuff, some of them. So I kind of want to do something a little bit whimsical, a little bit light, a little bit fun. We're gonna read Frankenstein #1 from the Golden Age.
Oh
Okay?
wow.
If you guys are familiar with Frank Sinatra, it makes fun of him. It's a fun issue.
It's supposed to be like he starts off comical.
Yeah, he's comical. It's later on that he becomes kind of a monster.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. It's a great cover though. I love that book.
Yeah, I
It'll
love the
be
cover.
interesting.
Yeah, it's a cool one. So Frankenstein #1.
Hell yeah. I think I like that idea.
Okay, it's just something a little different.
As long as it ain't like a freaking autobiography with 100 pages, I'll be all right.
No, it's 600 pages and it's
Oh, nice.
very small text.
Fuck.
And there's no artwork. There's no artwork. It's just all text.
Yes,
it's all
it's
text.
over and over again. All work and no play makes Frankenstein a dull man.
That'd be funny, actually.
I got this fucking idea for Collector Club where we have cartoon characters of all of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we have like a battle, we'll have like a wrestling or boxing card where you have each of us on each side. And I could promote the image of like cartoon TM versus cartoon Chonko, or Alan versus Whodat, or something like that, you know?
Oh,
What you got? What the hell is
That's
that?
my
done it.
cartoon.
We're already-
thing. That's my cartoon guy. Fat man with barely any face.
All right. They're great. No, they should be a little bit better than that. Like they'll be
Yes,
pretty
I
good.
know. I'm just teasing.
We have some artists in the community, so ask them.
No, I think I'm gonna go with the AI version or whatever they call it, the CG.
Oh yeah. We can do an AI pretty easily.
I got someone that might figure it out. So if it don't work, it don't work. But
I'm good with AI actually. I can make pretty much anything in AI.
if you can make cartoon characters of us, that'd be fun. But yeah, I just need to get some of that going. If that don't work out, not. But yeah, so club, we're just going to hang out. I think TM's going. No, TM might be busy too. We might do TM and Chonko, and then we might do another category. I've been having fun with that, and you know, if you're busy, you're busy. If you're not, you're not. And
I will be there. However, I can't participate in categories because for another week I can't lift anything more than 5 pounds.
Oh
and
yeah,
my boxes are more than 5 pounds. So
yeah.
And my kid is not going to sit here and help me with that. But I'll be there to
Oh, thank
hang
you.
out.
Yeah, well, panel members are definitely helpful, and we'll get some shit in, and maybe we'll have more of a normal hangout at the end. But no big plans. What you guys got going on? How about you, Alan? I know you've been cranking them out. I've been going to your. I don't know if you've been noticing my comments, but I've been trying to comment.
Yeah. I saw some. Yeah, it was good. I've been testing out YouTube Shorts, and I'm just experimenting with those and seeing how those go. I'm sort of getting mixed results. Like sometimes they do really, really well, and then other times not so well. So I'm just testing those out. But I feel like if you do too many shorts, it detracts from your long play content. It seems to weaken it.
Interesting.
Which I don't really like. So, but you actually make revenue from shorts.
Oh,
But it's like really low. So typically with 1,000 views, you're getting about $10, right?
That's not bad. Shit.
No. That's on normal.
Oh, on a
videos.
normal.
Normal. On a short, 1,000 views equals 10 cents. So it's about,
What?
it's a lot less.
Huh.
Yeah. So you'd have to get crazy views on your shorts to make any money if you're going for that money thing. Yeah.
Do a zombie tramp short, you'll get a lot.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. So yeah, yeah, I don't know. It just is weird. Like I was, testing it out, testing different ones. I'm trying to do daily themes.
Mm-hmm.
We only got a couple of days left for nominations, so make sure you nominate Alan's Monday special, and he does a Friday hangout, and he does speculation of the Silver and Golden Age.
Yep,
So
and then
check out those
nominate
shows.
Biggie for community channel thing. Yeah,
Hall of
and
Fame.
All Star.
I'm gonna be a hopefully Hall of Fame, and all the 500 to 1,000 you can find a spot for me because I've done 7 shows all year. So wherever you want to nominate me, that's fine. And Matt,
I think I nominated you 3 times.
3 times, cool.
I got
Yeah.
you twice. I
Thank
managed
you,
to
guys.
get you twice. And one of them is the Hall of Fame one.
Thank you.
I actually think I nominated you for the Friday.
I nominated
Friday
Biggie's show,
comic book
like the
collector.
Collector Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like my speculation too. We could have used the Collector Club for speculation and the Chat Commandments because we get some good undervalued stuff. But no big deal. Whatever you guys want to
See,
nominate.
the problem was you were up against
Comic Tom and you.
what's his name? No, you're not open category, are you?
I think
for
so. I
subs?
think that the speculation is open.
Are you above 2,000?
No.
No, you have
No.
an
There's
area.
there's
Oh well, who be in my group then? Who do you got?
it was what's his Who Dat that I was I nominated
your-
for speculation
Oh, okay. Well,
because I felt bad.
That wants that. He
because,
wanted that.
he
He's
was always
actively
going up
pushing.
against me.
well, he should fucking do a video to use a
So
speculation then
I
if
was
he
like,
wants that. What's the show he does?
Well, he comes
was it-
on
wait,
every
wait,
so
no.
often.
No. Sorry, I went Who Dat with
Unboxing.
unboxings.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, that's the one he wants. The
Actually,
unboxing.
Maybe
I
there
was
is
saying, I
no
don't think
speculation. Maybe there is no speculation for 2. I think it is only the open category.
I think it's open. I think I'm against Comic
You're
Tom
right,
and
Biggie.
everybody.
You're against me as well, because I'm going for speculation as
And
well.
Bleeker and everybody else. That's right.
Yeah, that sucks.
No, well, I'm not too bad at it.
I hate that open. Okay, so here's my complaint. I'm gonna actually because Matt interviewed Brian. I interviewed Brian. I'm going to be interviewing Brian this weekend, and I'm going to bring up my gripes with some of the categories. I just feel like there should be a category of 2,000 to 5,000.
It must
I
be
really
Brian week because they had Brian on FOMO
What?
Squad yesterday too. Must be Brian week for everybody.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah?
brings Brian on because he was on Nate's show last night. Too.
He is a good member of the community.
He's a great member
I
of
a
the
lot.
community.
So I kind of want to, but I want to kind of mention some of my issues with just the current categories. I just feel like they're not really. I think the old way was actually better, personally.
Mhm.
I like the fact that before it was like unboxings, it was speculation, it was like things that made sense. This time it's like sort of very.
They're all
convoluted
grouped
what they are.
together, Alan. There's like 3 or 4
I
core
I
things. yeah.
find that they're trying to do a lot more for smaller channels. It seems.
No,
like
the
everybody-
nominations are smaller. There's not as many as there used to be.
and
Alan's
there's not
right.
as many as there used to be. I
Yeah,
think that
they're
Am I lagging, guys?
you break up a little bit every now and then. Yes.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. Somebody, Stephen was just telling me.
No, he's right.
Sending me messages.
Hey guys, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go spend time with the wife for her birthday before we
Okay,
go to
yeah.
bed.
Say
So,
happy birthday for us.
yes, I will do that. You guys have a good night. Thank you again for being flexible today.
Oh, no
Yeah, no
problem.
problem, man.
problem.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, bye.
And tomorrow night, I'm having a show to make up for the show I lost yesterday. Lyle is coming on. Steven's coming on. What I'm going to do is I got a package from Stackery that actually has an AOK from Steven in it.
Oh,
So I'm going to open it on with those guys, and then we're going to talk books and show some stuff. I'm going to do that at 9 p.m. tomorrow. Be on for about an hour or so, and then Fridays with you guys at
okay.
your various
Sounds,
times.
sounds cool. I'm gonna hang out this Friday. I couldn't make last week because I was just dead. But
Yeah.
other than that, like this week I should be fine. Hopefully.
Cool, man. Yeah, so looking forward to it. That's it. So next week we will be reviewing Frankenstein 1, the Golden Age series, Volume 1, Frankenstein #1. So,
Yep, it's a fun. It's just light. It's don't take it seriously. Okay.
No, it's like comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's comedy.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming. #
Okay.
enjoy. See y'all